They thought they could fool the judge, but the moment they stepped into the courtroom, their entire plan fell apart.
Brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Okay, Judge. Well, I'm bringing Tim to court today because he's not taking care of his children, his responsibility, and I need help. So I'm requesting for child support.
All right, what do you mean by that? Financially? Is he not picking them up? Because that can mean a lot of things.
Exactly. So he's not picking them up. I'm having to pay someone to go pick the kids up from daycare.
Okay. You're paying them, you said?
I'm paying out of pocket.
How much are you paying?
Approximately $200. There's 3 different schools that they have to go to pick up the kids, daycare and after school care, and he's not contributing.
Okay.
I also carry the kids on medical.
All right. How much is that?
Medical is $250 a month.
Is that for how many children?
All right, everyone. This case starts with a familiar but serious accusation. A mother claiming the father of her 3 children isn't helping financially. But as the conversation unfolds, the situation quickly becomes more complicated. We hear about daycare transportation costs, medical insurance, and a father who allegedly spends his weekends throwing money in nightclubs while his kids struggle at home. Already, the tension is building, and Judge Vonda B is carefully listening. Because, in family court, it's not about who speaks the loudest, it's about who can actually prove what they're saying.
All right. And I'm assuming you know that Tim has money somewhere. You know he can pay for it.
Oh, Judge, he has money.
Okay.
Yes, he has money. He's in the club every weekend throwing. Yeah, I have receipts.
Okay, what kind of receipts do you have?
Screenshots from Facebook, Instagram. I mean, I'm blocked, but I have family members that follow him.
Just telling all your business.
First off, that's cap. I'm sorry. Look, I'm just saying.
No, what did you say?
That's
a cap.
That's cap, yeah.
She doesn't have on the cap.
Cap means that's lying. She's lying.
Oh, okay, yeah. This that new age stuff.
That's that new age.
How you spell that?
C-A-P.
C-A-P,
exactly
like a regular cap.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I learned something new.
So is it fake money that you're throwing to him?
No, it's fake what you talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
we'll get to Tim. Tim, we'll get to you in just a minute so I can hear about all this. Okay. All right. Now, I mean, he said it's cap. He said you are not telling the truth. Is that true?
He's being untruthful.
Okay. Is that a screenshot you have right there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a screenshot. Several screenshots of him in the club. The strip club, might I add.
Now this moment is interesting because the mother begins presenting what she calls receipts, screenshots from social media showing Tim in clubs throwing money around. While social media posts aren't always perfect evidence, they can still influence how a judge views someone's financial behavior. If someone claims they can't afford to support their children, but publicly shows themselves spending large amounts of cash on entertainment, it raises serious questions. And Judge Vonda B clearly notices that contradiction immediately.
Chains, everything, Judge.
So give me the backstory of this relationship. Like, you all just did not wake up one day and decided that you can't get along, and you're saying he doesn't financially support the kids. How did we get here?
Well, Judge, I should have known better.
What do you mean?
I met Tim at the club.
Oh, okay. So the same club that he's at, you were there too?
I was at the, yes.
Was he throwing the money at you?
No, I was just there.
Oh, okay.
As a patron, yes.
And Mr. Tim.
You know I spent about $2,000 on her that night.
Okay, well, we'll get to you in just a minute so we can hear about
seriously, Tim,
this throwing of money.
Seriously.
Well,
Miss Doug, pay attention to me.
Well, Judge,
you were in the club as a patron,
and he was appealing to me. He had, he was suave, so he approached me, and we exchanged numbers.
Okay.
And then the next day we went out for breakfast, and from there, we just were inseparable until he started back clubbing. I guess the kids became too much for him.
The backstory here adds another layer to the case. The two actually met in a club, the same environment that is now being used as evidence in court. What started as a night out turned into a relationship, and eventually 3 children. But according to Miss Doug, once the children arrived, Tim's priorities shifted back to nightlife instead of family responsibilities. And that's something judges often look at closely, not just income, but patterns of behavior that show where someone's real priorities lie.
I mean...
No, what part she's capping about is me not taking care of the kids.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer. I take care of mine.
All right. Now, define what you mean by taking care of your children, because she just said that she's paying someone $200 a week to transport your kids and pick them up and take them to daycare in different schools. So is that true? Like, are you not?
That's cap as well. You know what I'm saying?
How
like,
do you?
How do I contribute?
Yeah. How do you do that?
I give you about like, how much I give you a month? I give you like, what?
If you gave it to me, you would know.
Oh,
So you should know.
that's
I
a
gave it to
good
you.
point.
If you gave it to me, you should know.
I gave you, what, 10K?
That's a good point, Mr. Hall.
I gave her 10K, right?
10K as in 10,000?
10K and 10,000.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
All right. Hold on one second, Miss.
That's cap.
So-
How's that cap? I got the statements. I got the receipts.
All right. What kind of statements and receipts did you bring with you today?
I don't got it on me, but you know what I'm saying? But
You knew you were coming to court for child support, right?
correct.
All right.
He thought his looks was gonna help, Judge.
But who is he trying to appeal to?
That's you.
I'm not interested.
This is one of the most dramatic moments in the hearing. Tim suddenly claims he has been giving Miss Doug $10,000 a month for child support. That would mean he has potentially paid between $70,000 and $80,000 already. But the issue is simple. There's no documentation, no bank transfers, no receipts, no financial records. In court, large claims require large proof. And when someone makes a statement that big without evidence, judges tend to become very skeptical very quickly.
Mr. Hall, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not a bad looking guy, okay?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But I'm not interested. We're not here for that.
Sure.
I just want to know what these numbers look like.
Well, okay, so the numbers is I gave her 10K a month,
All right.
right? For the
I have that.
For the child support,
10K a month
10K a month.
for how many months?
For how many months?
Yeah,
Probably about like 7, 8,
7, 8 months.
I'm counting.
of course.
You ain't gave
But-
10K in 9 years.
I'm talking though, baby. I'm talking. So,
Did you call her baby?
yeah, you know, she got my heart. She had my kids, so like she always got my heart.
So why don't y'all just get back together?
Nah,
I'ma pass.
Oh,
it's
okay.
been there, done it. Ain't
That's
gonna
a
go back. Yeah.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
So, Mr. Hall, you said you gave her this money. She's saying no, you don't have any receipts or anything to confirm it.
It's not looking real good, is it?
It's not. What do you do for a living?
I'm a rapper.
You're a rapper? Okay.
I make about like 200,000, but it's like that's whenever taxes and everything is deducted. She on my neck about payments and what I'm saying, stuff like that. I get about at least 30,000. What I'm saying, to myself that I can use for myself and what I want to do.
Which is throwing it in the club.
Which is throwing it in the club.
Things get even more complicated when Tim says he's a rapper making around $200,000 a year. That number immediately becomes important because income determines child support calculations. But at the same time, he also tries to explain that much of that money goes toward his music career and personal lifestyle. The judge clearly sees the contradiction. If you're earning that level of income and spending money in clubs, it becomes difficult to argue that supporting your children should be financially impossible.
Of course.
Mr. Hall,
So
Mr. Hall,
she's taking all my money.
Mr. Hall.
Yes, ma'am.
I may look young, but I wasn't born yesterday, okay?
Okay.
Do not come in here and waste my time.
I ain't wasting your time.
You and I both know that I have heard that song and dance over and over again, where people come in here and say they make all of this money, but the moment they realize they're more than likely, or if there's a possibility they could be placed on child support, they try to diminish it and say, oh, I don't make this much, but it really is that much. You follow me?
I'm following you, but here's the thing.
The
though.
math ain't mathing.
Here's
It's
the
not.
thing though. She takes a chunk out of my money. That way I can feed mine. Don't do that. Don't do that. We trying to put on a good show for these people.
Well, no, you don't. That's the thing. You don't have to put on a show for anybody. I don't need you capping right now, okay? That's what you said, right?
Right.
That's what you said she was doing. So I don't need you to do that to me. I need you to be honest with me, because you paying child support is going to be based on the evidence that I hear. And as of right now, you haven't said anything or provided me with anything that would totally go against what she just said. You said you're giving her all of this money, $10,000 for 7 to 8 months. That's between $70,000 and $80,000 roughly, right?
Right. That's a lot.
It would be enough as evidence. And she's saying she didn't receive it. You're not showing anything that would suggest you gave it to her. So
So it's giving cap right now?
That's what you said.
It's giving lies.
It's giving lies.
Yeah.
What it's given is insufficient evidence. That's what it's given, okay? So, I mean, without anything showing that you've actually given her this money, I can...
This is where Judge Vonda B takes control of the courtroom. She explains something very important about how courts evaluate claims. Anyone can say they gave someone money, but without proof, the court cannot rely on it. And Tim's own testimony actually works against him. By admitting under oath that he earns $200,000 per year, he has essentially given the judge the financial basis she needs to calculate child support, whether he intended to or not.
You don't have any type of 1099s or anything to show that you're paying other people any expenses, anything like that.
This is my expense right here.
Okay, Mr. Hall, you came here to waste my time.
I work, Mr. Hall. You know I work.
Yeah, I know you work for sure.
And you know, I don't like to steal people's phrases, but according to what Ms. Doug said, and I'd have to agree, it's really not. Because if you're spending that type of money on kids, you're gonna bring that to court. That's the first thing you're gonna want me to see, right?
Right.
Okay, all right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to base your child support off of that $200,000 a year per your testimony. So under Texas law, I can't place you on child support based on $200,000 a year per se, because your child support would be a lot. So it will be capped, which will make your net resources $896.72. And you said there are 3 children. Do you have any other children outside of those 3?
The legal math begins. Under Texas child support guidelines, the court calculates payments based on net resources and the number of children involved. With 3 children in the case, the judge determines that Tim's monthly obligation will be $2,969. That number may sound high to some viewers, but compared to the $10,000 monthly payment Tim claimed he was already giving, it actually becomes a major contradiction in his story. The judge even points that out directly.
So run this to me, Judge. How much am I looking to be paying per month?
Right now, without any reimbursement of health insurance or any credit for health insurance that you could possibly get that's cheaper than $250, you're looking at make sure I got this right, $2,969 a month.
Got 3 months.
But that's a break, because you said you give me $10,000. So that's a whole break.
You know. Yeah.
You shouldn't be bothered. Yeah. You shouldn't be bothered.
So, Mr. Hall, I know you're still soft on it, but I'm talking to you right now, all right? So, did you have access to health insurance that would be cheaper than $250 a month?
Yeah, I can get some.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. It doesn't change your child support amount really at all. So, what we will do, instead of you paying her $250 a month for reimbursement, I'll give you credit of $100.
Oh, okay.
But you have to enroll the children in health insurance within the next 30 days. If you don't do it within the next 30 days and she comes back, you'll be paying her the $250 reimbursement.
We'll be back, Judge. We'll be back.
Well, that has nothing to do with me. All right. So your child support amount will remain at the $2,969. You know, of course, like I said, that's depending on you getting the health insurance. If not, that number will go up.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, we're probably gonna see you again.
Okay. You're gonna see me again because you're gonna do what I'm suggesting, right?
That's kept.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Hall, is there anything else? Mr. Hall, is there anything further?
In the end, the judge delivers a decision that balances responsibility with the evidence presented in court. Tim will pay nearly $3,000 a month in child support, and he must also arrange health insurance for the children within the next 30 days or face additional payments. This case is a powerful reminder that in family court, statements and lifestyle choices matter, but documentation and honesty matter even more. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think the judge made the right decision here? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoy real courtroom breakdowns like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more.
Okay, Mr. Parks.
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I just found out my wife just left her corporate job for a cashier job. I don't know why. Maybe it's because she wants to get out of the payments of what she's doing.
Payments of what?
child support, ma'am.
Okay.
We have a child together that we had in our marriage, and it's like, and all of a sudden I just found out just recently that a couple of dollar paying job. How can you do this to us? How can you
Excuse
do
me,
this to us?
sir, do not address her. Address me.
Yes, ma'am. I do apologize.
I mean, obviously she can't help your situation.
Yes.
That's why you're here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so continue.
I don't know, it's just like, when I found out, it's just like, I was just shocked. I didn't know like how else to express it, but we had a child together.
Alright guys, brace yourselves for this one, because what starts as a routine child support hearing quickly turns into a lesson about accountability. A father walks into court claiming his ex-wife suddenly quit her high-paying corporate job and took a much lower-paying position. But the real question here is simple. Was this a personal decision or a strategic move to avoid paying child support? As the judge begins digging into the details, the tension in this courtroom starts rising fast. And by the end of this hearing, someone is about to realize the court is not easily fooled.
The child.
This child is like 5 years old, ma'am.
Is she paying anything in child
Yes, ma'am.
support?
She's paying for the medical bills and she's paying for the support as well.
Medical support, you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
is there a reason why you're not paying to support this child?
First of all, I left my corporate paying job, and after our divorce, I know he mentioned I'm his wife. Correction, I'm his ex-wife.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank
Continue.
you. So I left my job, and to do it intentionally. I felt that it was not right.
Wait a minute. You intentionally left your job?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I had enough money in savings to still provide for my child and still provide medical insurance. So I felt that, you know, the stress of my divorce wasn't inhibiting me from performing my job.
Okay. First of all, that's a different court. We're not here to talk about anything that went on with the divorce. I just need to know about the money that you're making, because obviously the child lives with you. Is that correct,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am.
So you have all this money in saving. Let's talk about it.
This is the first major turning point in the case. The ex-wife openly admits she intentionally left her $70,000 corporate job and chose to work at a convenience store, making about $30,000 a year. In family court, this raises a huge legal red flag called voluntary underemployment. Courts look at what someone can earn, not just what they currently earn. The judge immediately senses something doesn't add up here. When a parent voluntarily lowers their income, the court may still calculate child support based on their previous earning capacity.
$70,000, okay. And that's your only job?
It was my only job. Now I work at a convenience store.
Doing
Head
what?
clerk.
Doing what?
Head clerk.
Head clerk. Okay, how much are you making now?
About 30,000 a year.
30,000. And are you, what type of education do you have?
I have my master's.
You have a master's degree and you're a head clerk?
Yes, ma'am. Again, the stresses of doing my job.
Okay, don't say that again. You already said that once and we moved on from that. So, you're now making $30,000 a year and you think that I should base child support on $30,000 instead of the 70 that you intentionally stop working at?
Well, that is my annual income now, 30,000.
That's your annual income now. When did you stop working at your corporate job?
A year ago.
A year ago. How long were you there?
Now the judge begins asking the questions that completely shift the tone of the hearing. The ex-wife has a master's degree, yet she's working in a job that only requires a high school diploma. That gap is exactly what courts look for when deciding whether someone intentionally reduced their income. To the judge, this doesn't look like a career change, it looks like a calculated move. And when the judge says, "I'm not about to play with you," you can tell the patience in this courtroom is already running
I
thin.
was there for about 8 years.
8 years with the master's degree at a head clerk position. What's the qualification to work at that job? It's such as, do you
High
need
school
a
diploma.
degree?
You just need a high school diploma. to
High
work
school
as a house
diploma,
clerk. Yes,
and
head
you have a
clerk.
master's degree. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you. $70,000 a year. You said you covered a child on health insurance. How much is that?
$300 a month.
$300 a month. Ma'am, I'm going to make you pay child support. You came, obviously, in this courtroom to
Well,
waste my time.
I have a question. How come I have to get a corporate job? How come he can't get a corporate job?
He can get a job, but the child lives with him, right?
Well, yes, and I think the reason why the child is even with him to begin with is because of, well, this is a different court. Never mind, like you said.
Okay, thank you. So, moving right along, $70,000 a month. A year, excuse me. I put your
I'm
gross
not making
at-
seven.
This moment really shows the judge taking control of the situation. The ex-wife tries to justify the change by blaming stress from the divorce, but the judge immediately shuts that argument down.
In family court, emotional explanations rarely override financial responsibility toward a child. The court's priority is always the child's stability and support, and the judge is making it very clear. Choosing a lower-paying job doesn't automatically mean you get to pay less child support.
$70,000 a month anymore. I'm making $30,000 a year now.
You're making $30,000 a year now, but ma'am, you intentionally work at a job that pays you less, and you think that you're gonna come in this courtroom and get me to order that you pay a less amount when you're capable of making the $70,000 with a master's degree?
Ma'am, I don't know. Emotional distress is intentional.
Excuse me. Emotional distress. I need you to go see a doctor. Okay, so your gross is $5,833.33. Based on that $70,000, I'm going to give you a credit for the health insurance, okay? The $300 that you stated brings your net to $4,497.
Here's where the legal math comes into play. Instead of using the woman's current $30,000 salary, the judge calculates child support based on the $70,000 income she was capable of earning. This is called imputing income. It's a common legal tool used when the court believes someone deliberately lowered their earnings. The judge factors in health insurance costs, calculates the monthly income, and then applies the standard percentage for one child. In the end, the court orders her to pay nearly $900 a month in child support.
$7.98. How many children?
One.
One child, okay. 20%. $899.60 is going to be your monthly child support obligation that you're going to pay each month to this man. Confused, and I don't understand why you look at me
I'm not looking
like that.
confused. You said what you're saying, and I'm okay. I'm taking it all in.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Thank
now,
you.
do you have anything further?
No, ma'am.
That's it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it from you? Okay, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
All right, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And just like that, the judge brings this case to a close with a clear message. The court isn't fooled by strategic pay cuts. Even though the mother switched to a lower-paying job, the judge ruled based on her true earning potential, not her current paycheck. For parents watching this, the lesson is simple. Child support obligations don't disappear just because someone decides to earn less. But what do you think about this ruling? Was the judge fair in using her previous salary? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more unbelievable courtroom moments like this.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. All right, Mr. Eugene, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't even know why I'm here. She wants an increase in child support, and I've been keeping our son for the past 3 years.
All right, so that's why you're here.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, Your Honor.
You've been keeping your son for the past 3 years. Are you paying child support or are you paying child support?
I'm paying.
He live with you. Okay, I'll ask her to make sense of that for me. But for now, how old is your son?
10.
10 years old, lives with you. You take care of his expenses and everything like that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Health insurance?
Yes, Your Honor.
You mind if I move over to her really
please.
quick? Because I need to make sense of why she...
Before this case even gets started, something already feels strange. A mother walks into court asking for an increase in child support, but the twist is that the child has actually been living with the father for the past 3 years. That immediately raises a huge legal question. If the father is the one paying for housing, school, and everyday expenses, why is he still paying child support at all? As the judge begins questioning both parents, what first looks like a simple support request slowly turns into a deeper story involving custody changes, financial contradictions, and even personal drama that may have nothing to do with the child. So the big question becomes, is this case really about helping the child, or is something else driving this courtroom battle?
I do buy things for my son, and it's expensive. And
All right, so does other parents. They buy things for their children,
Yes.
and it is expensive.
yes,
So why are you here?
well, I have a business to run, and I need his help in order to buy these things for our son.
Wait a minute. Your son lives with him
Yes, now he does. Yes,
now, as in 3 years ago?
3 years.
That's not now. No, it's not. So you want an increase in child support
Yes.
to do what exactly?
to help my son, to buy things for my son.
Right. You work, right?
Yes,
Where do you work?
I have my own business. I'm a caterer.
Caterer. How much are you making in your catering business?
About 400,000.
400 what? You came here to waste my time.
I make $40,000 a year, Your Honor.
You came here.
Right here, the judge starts uncovering the first major contradiction in the case. The mother admits the child has been living with the father for 3 full years, yet she still believes she should receive more child support from him. Legally, that argument begins to fall apart very quickly. Child support is designed to financially assist the parent who is actually raising the child on a daily basis, covering food, housing, healthcare, and education. Once the judge confirms that the father has been handling those responsibilities, the entire foundation of the mother's request becomes questionable. At this moment, the judge is essentially trying to understand one thing. Why would a parent ask for more money when they are not the primary caregiver?
Maybe you're missing it. It's going like this,
Well, he
going
wants
over
to
your
stop
head.
paying the child support, and I don't think that he should stop paying. I think he
He
should pay more.
should stop paying if the child has been living with him for the past 3 years. Under your
Child
original
support.
under your original
support
court
child.
order, Mr. Eugene, give me a second. Under your original court order, you were the person that the child was living with,
Yes.
not him.
Yes.
So that means you voluntarily relinquished conservatorship over to dad.
Yes.
Right. So dad should be the person receiving child support from you.
From me.
That doesn't sound right to you?
No, ma'am.
Why doesn't that sound right? Because you're the mom.
Yes. And I have to buy things for my son, and I can't do it alone.
He buys things for your son.
Well, I need to do that too.
You make $400,000 a year, ma'am.
Well, I have employees and things to pay. I mean, you know.
Okay.
I don't think that he should stop paying the child support.
What do you think he should do?
Pay me more.
Pay you more?
Yes.
While the
Then the financial details make the situation even more surprising. The mother explains that she runs a catering business and earns around $400,000 a year, while the father earns roughly $40,000 annually. That completely flips the economic picture of the case. In family court, judges often look at income levels when determining who should contribute financially to the child's upbringing. Here, the parent with the significantly higher income is asking the lower income parent, who is already raising the child, to pay even more. From a legal standpoint, that raises serious red flags. It's the kind of moment where the judge starts realizing that the request may not be grounded in fairness or in the law.
Okay.
I think what this started from is she may be a little upset. I'm dating her sister.
Why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably should have left with that, John. But
You probably should have.
yeah, I think it's some resentment going on.
You think?
Maybe, could be. I
There
guess.
are plenty of women in the world. You didn't have to go for my sister.
I mean, that is kind of outside the scope of why we're here, but she does raise a good.
Like she plays the clarinet
Oh, okay.
really well.
So y'all been hitting notes together.
Yeah, exactly. you know,
Oh,
so
okay.
How long have y'all been hitting notes together? That's the question.
For
Or,
that's
yeah,
that's
a
not to
long
be discussed
time.
today. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
40,000,
You brought it up.
400,000. Okay.
You brought it up.
Well, I mean.
Well, nobody would be paying child support because we'd still be together if you weren't with my sister.
Okay, look. You know what it is, okay? You know
Yeah,
what
you
it
know
is.
what it is.
And
I think everybody in here knows what it is.
And just when the case seemed confusing enough, a personal revelation changes the tone of the entire courtroom. The father admits that he is currently dating the mother's sister. Suddenly, the dispute begins to look less like a financial disagreement and more like a situation fueled by emotional tension. Courtrooms often expose the deeper human conflicts behind legal filings, and here the judge starts to see that resentment and personal relationships might be influencing the case. If the mother is upset about the relationship, it raises a difficult but important question. Was this request truly about the child's needs, or was it partly driven by unresolved feelings between the adults involved?
it was kind of like fate. I teach music. She plays the clarinet. You wasn't
Okay.
there.
I was working,
Okay.
trying to give us a nice life.
Okay. Well, why am I supporting the child for 3 years?
Because I had the child in the first place. You're the one that took him and then.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and make my ruling because I see this is a little deeper, well, a lot deeper than just, it's deep.
Yeah.
It is definitely
wrong.
deep. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to stop Dad's child support, okay? His child support should stop. You voluntarily relinquish the child to him, okay? So that means the rights that you had in terms of the child living with you primarily, you gave that up 3 years ago. So it's only fair that Dad stop paying child support. I'm going to deny.
At this point, the judge reaches the moment where the law becomes very clear. Because the mother voluntarily allowed the child to live with the father for several years, the practical reality of custody has already changed. In family law, when a child primarily lives with one parent, that parent is usually the one who receives child support from the other. So instead of increasing the father's payments, the judge does the opposite. She stops his child support obligation entirely. But the ruling doesn't stop there. Based on the mother's higher income and the father's role as the primary caregiver, the court determines that she will now be responsible for paying child support instead.
For your net resources. So your monthly child support obligation giving you credit for the one, well, not credit, you have one child. So it's based on 20% of your income. That is going to bring your child support obligation to $1,840. Now, he also testified that he pays health insurance for your son. If you can get private health insurance, you do not have to reimburse him. But until that happens, you're going to be reimbursing him that $200. That brings your monthly obligation to $2,040 a month.
That's more than he was paying me.
He makes $40,000 a year, and as you can see, he likes
music.
Right. He likes all of that.
Just one.
So we're just
up.
going to
Okay.
move forward, and then that's what your child support amount is going to be to him. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any other questions, sir?
No, thank you, Your Honor, for serving justice today.
You're very welcome. Although I must say, I can't believe you did that.
I'm sorry.
Smile like he's proud of it.
I'm not proud. She plays the clarinet really
Can we
well.
stop with the clarinet? I
All
don't care
right,
about the
well,
clarinet.
you know what? I don't want to hear any more music today. You both are dismissed.
In the end, the outcome of this case turns out to be the complete opposite of what the mother expected when she walked into court. Instead of receiving an increase in support, the judge orders her to pay $2,040 per month to the father, who has been raising their son for the past 3 years. The ruling highlights an important principle in family law. Child support is not about which parent files the case, but about who is actually providing daily care for the child. It also shows how personal conflicts and emotions can sometimes push people to pursue legal actions that ultimately backfire. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think the judge made the right decision in this case? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy real courtroom drama like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories from the courtroom.
Getting you the information that you need as it relates to the legal side of things. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. Blessed to be here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited?
A little excited.
Okay.
I'm ready to get into it.
Okay, good, good. I love the excitement. I love the energy. So let's start off by introducing yourself to our followers. Who are you?
Okay, so my name is Law Practices MYV Law Firm. We endeavor to educate, to empower, to enable, and to equip you to turn up the volume on your legal interests. That is to maximize your voice.
I love it. I love it. That made me interested right then, that introduction. What are your practice areas?
We practice in business, entertainment, and real estate. We also provide mediation services, and we have a title company.
Interesting. So when you say entertainment, are you talking about these celebrities and such that we see on TV being ordered to pay child support and everything like that?
Yeah.
Alright guys, this one may sound calm at first, but don't let the polished intro fool you. What starts like a regular podcast interview quickly turns into a revealing breakdown of how child support issues can follow people into business, real estate, and even personal credibility in court. Judge Vonda B's guest isn't just speaking in theory here, she's exposing the hidden legal traps that many parents walk straight into. And by the end of this conversation, you'll understand why trying to dodge financial responsibility can cost far more than people expect.
I love it. I love it. Now, with these clients, child support comes up as an issue. Is that right?
Yes, it does.
How
Yes,
often does it come up?
It actually comes up more often than I realized. I thought I was just getting in for the paperwork and for specifically business, entertainment, and real estate, didn't understand that there was such a large family law component.
Wow, wow. So let's talk about that. When someone comes into your office and they're trying to hire you for let's say a real estate matter, that's on them for not paying child support, how does that affect the closing?
Yes, that is a big one. You know what? So, because it really depends on whether or not they are the person that's purchasing the property or they're the one that's selling the property.
Oh, that makes a difference.
It does, because for instance, when we have title issues, most of the time what we're doing is a title search to see if there are any existing liens on the property.
Right.
If there is a child support lien on the property, that lien has to be paid before.
This is the first major takeaway in the case discussion. Child support does not stay locked inside family court. A lot of people think it only affects custody or monthly payments. But here we learn that unpaid child support can spill into other legal areas like real estate. That changes everything. Once support turns into a lien, it stops being just a family dispute and becomes a financial burden attached to property and transactions. That's a huge wake-up call for anyone thinking they can simply ignore old child support debt and move on with life.
The property can be sold to that new buyer. And so we've seen where there might be an order that was for $200 20 years ago that is now turned into a $20,000 lien, and that lien has to be paid. And some people aren't able to sell their properties because the lien has not been paid. It may be able to be paid out of the sale, but ultimately, the person who owns the property, then the lien must be paid before they can sell that property.
You all hear that? Pay off those liens if you want to get that house sold. Right?
And do it sooner rather than later, right? Like I said, there can be liens that have been placed, or judgment lien that's been placed years ago. And that lien is now sitting on you, which is sitting on your property. If you would have paid or started paying it down.
This part is powerful because it shows the real-world impact of unpaid child support. Imagine preparing to sell your property, thinking a deal is about to close, and then suddenly finding out there's a child support lien sitting on the title. At that point, the sale can stall. The buyer can hesitate, and the financial pressure builds fast. The attorney makes it clear that these old judgments do not just disappear with time. They grow, they collect, and they can come back right when someone is trying to make a major financial move.
In order for the lien to be paid. So it changes the dynamics of the sale very quickly.
So you would definitely encourage people to pay off liens before they get to the point where they keep you from moving on.
Yes,
in a sense, yeah.
Pay them off, negotiate them.
So you can negotiate a lien? You
can negotiate a lien to a certain extent. For instance, I did have an issue that came up where there was a lien on a judgment lien for child support. And so what we were able to do is go to court, file a motion to waive the arrears. Mom showed up, agreed that the arrears should have been waived because dad had been there making payments the entire time or supporting the child with mom the entire time. And so we were able to get the judgment then satisfied because we were able to get those arrears to be waived.
Wow. I am unfamiliar with real estate law, even in Texas, so I'm learning a lot.
Now, this is where the conversation gets more nuanced, because it's not just about punishment, it's also about legal correction. The attorney explains that in some cases, arrears can be challenged or even waived if the parent was actually supporting the child in real life, despite what the paperwork says. That matters. It reminds us that courts can look beyond the balance due and consider the true facts of the relationship. But the key point is this: you cannot fix that kind of issue by staying silent. You have to go to court, bring proof, and deal with it directly.
Register a copyright or trademark, again, they are dealing in the business of entertainment. So we are really a business firm overall, but those practice areas are the specific businesses that we assist.
Got it, good stuff. With relation to business, I'm sure you're looking at a lot of tax returns, a lot of bank statements, a lot of 1099. These are things that are really important in order for you to do your job in regards to helping somebody with the child support matter, right?
Of course, of course. Oftentimes when and they own a business, as you know, there are several different types of business entities that someone can work under. So for instance, a lot of people who start businesses and who don't necessarily choose an entity work as sole proprietors. When you work as a sole proprietor, and I will tell you, let me say it, let me put it out there, don't do it. I tell everybody, do not be a sole proprietor. And the reason that I say that, the advice that I give with regards to a sole proprietorship, is that you essentially take on all the liability. When you take on all the liability, as a sole proprietor, then in the event that something goes wrong and someone decides that they want to file a lawsuit against you, then that lawsuit is against you. Holding for yourself becomes fair game for those people when there's a sole proprietorship.
And that's why they would come to you to establish an LLC, right?
To establish an LLC or a corporation or a partnership, right? Because there are several different types of business entities. Oftentimes people just create and say they want to create an LLC. And mainly it's because an LLC looks a lot like a corporation in that it gives you that liability protection, but it doesn't have as much regulation. It's a lot easier to set up and to manage. And because it doesn't have the same amount of paperwork, then a lot of people want the LLC. But if you
This section hits hard because it addresses one of the biggest myths in child support cases. The idea that owning a business somehow shields your money from the court. It doesn't. In fact, when someone owns a business, the court may look even deeper because business income can be hidden behind complex records, cash payments, or informal transfers. The attorney is basically warning viewers here that the label on the business does not matter nearly as much as the money flowing through it. If the money exists and it supports your lifestyle, it can become part of the child support conversation.
I can have someone come in that is a sole proprietor and they have an issue. You're trying to determine what their child support is going to be, right, based off of the income that they have coming into their business.
And I'm glad that you said that because a lot of people do not understand how crucial that is in determining child support. I always read a lot of the comments to see exactly what it is that people are talking about, right? And people always say, you know, I own a business, child support can't touch my business. I don't have to pay. True.
Not at all. First of all, if you're a sole proprietor, which means that you're essentially taking in all the money yourself for your business, you still have to show what monies are coming in. And whether those monies are coming in through Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, cash, if you're getting paid by check, by credit card, Square, any of those types of things, those are the types of records that attorneys are going to request when you say that you have a business.
Wait a minute though, but you don't have to necessarily provide.
Here's the thing, what happens when you don't provide those records, right? And there are people who are like, oh, well, I'll just hide this. I have a cash-based business. So I'm going to spend money on one thing or the other and you'll never know how much I had coming in. That's when people determine, the other party might determine, I would like to hire a forensic accountant. And a forensic accountant is someone who actually they have a...
Here, the interview really starts exposing the tactics people use when they think they can outsmart the system. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, checks, side payments. All of that can become evidence. That is the real legal lesson in this moment. Courts are not limited to one paycheck stub or one tax form. They can follow the trail of money through multiple channels. So when someone says, you can't prove what I make, what this attorney is saying is, actually, if the records exist, the truth can be reconstructed piece by piece.
The hidden monies that you can be ordered to pay as child support.
Yes, not just the hidden monies that you can be ordered to pay as child support, but once they uncover that you've got all these hidden monies, you can be ordered to pay their fees. You can be ordered to pay the attorney's fees of the other party. So there is so much money that can be used for child support. And let me just say, it doesn't make any sense. Child support is the right of the child. There is no need to be hiding monies to be able to pay to help take care of your child. That it just does not make any sense to me whatsoever. We bring children into this world and we bring them into hide these monies. You're wasting time, you're wasting money, you're wasting energy.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because this happens so often in child support court. You'll hear someone come in and say, well, I know she makes this amount and I know he makes that.
This is one of the strongest moments in the entire transcript because it introduces the weapon that changes everything, the forensic accountant. Once the court believes money may be hidden, the case can move beyond simple allegations and into financial investigation. That means lifestyle becomes evidence. The car, the house, the clothes, the spending, all of it starts telling a story. And if that story doesn't match the income claim, the person hiding money may not only owe more child support, but may also get stuck paying the cost of exposing their own deception. That is a brutal legal backfire.
Wow.
And so you sign, you have to have a notary to notarize your signature, and then there is that disclaimer that essentially says that under penalty of perjury, then I declare that this information is true and correct, to the best of my knowledge.
Our financial information sheet is not like that.
Really?
You do sign it and you date it, you fill in the information, but there's no disclaimer at the bottom. It does not have to be notarized or anything like that.
You could lie anyway.
It being
right?
sworn,
But
yeah.
you're essentially submitting a document to the court and saying this document is accurate and correct. The information I'm swearing that that the information that's in the document is accurate and correct. And I guess there are other ways that you could get around that. You would be able, to use that financial information sheet, right, as evidence and ask questions with regards to what they put on the sheet,
right,
in order to prove that Florida tries to be able to add in those different layers, especially because there are people who represent themselves. And so they want to be able to have documentation. They have a full list of forms, family law forms, so that you all can represent yourselves, but that you see, if I fill out this form and I'm lying, then I'm saying I know that there are consequences for me lying.
This moment adds an emotional layer that changes the tone of the discussion. The attorney stops talking like a technician and starts talking like someone making a moral argument. Child support is not about winning against the other parent. It's about supporting the child. That distinction matters, because once the conversation is framed around the child's right, hiding income starts to look less like strategy and more like neglect. And that emotional truth is what makes these financial disputes hit so hard in court. The judge is not just reviewing numbers. The judge is evaluating responsibility.
And if you're getting, quarterly distributions, that is, again, much more than what you're claiming that you're getting on your financial affidavit, then they're going to find it. So let's just be open and honest.
With you saying that, definitely be open and honest, guys. And I don't know if you've ever watched Support Court with Judge Vonda B.
Of course I watched Support Court with Judge Vonda B. Don't
well,
do that.
Thank you. Well, you watched the show, and you've seen how people will come to court and lie about their income. So your takeaway is just be honest.
Of course it is, because even with all the expenses you claim you have to pay out, you need to show proof of that too, right? And it gets down to the nitty-gritty. I've seen where people have submitted false invoices. You think a forensic accountant won't find that?
Yeah. I've seen a fake tax return. It was really interesting. It looked really legit. If you're not paying attention, it looks real legit. Because on the
honest, right? As far as moving your case forward, a lot of the things that you'll see is that the court really only sees what you bring in.
Right.
Right. And so if you're
what you don't bring in.
Right. And so if you are showing dishonesty, right, then it makes it difficult for you to position yourself to say, well, I should only be paying this dollar amount, in child support, or I should only be only have these sort of restrictions on me with regards to time sharing, things of that sort. The judge is not going to necessarily look at you as someone who's credible. And an honor to worship at your throne, to be called into your presence as your own. Oh, I could search the heavens high, I could search the earth below, but there's no one.
This part is critical because it explains how credibility gets built or destroyed in family court. In Florida, the financial affidavit is sworn, notarized, and signed under penalty of perjury. That means it's not just paperwork, it's a legal statement with consequences. Once someone lies on a form like that, the damage goes beyond dollars. The court starts questioning everything else they say. And that loss of credibility can be devastating, because even truthful documents submitted later may be viewed with suspicion. In family court, once the judge stops trusting you, your whole case becomes harder to win.
That's in case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Miss Sultan, you're back. And I see that you got, dad or potential father served. What's your name, sir?
My name is Stephen Pippin.
Mr. Pippin. Okay, you understand why you are here today, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, I ordered you to have DNA testing done a month ago, determine child support, what it's going to be in this case. And I don't have anything from the testing center showing that you showed up. So what's going on with that?
Because I didn't take it. I don't know what she's talking about.
So I order you to do something. This is not about her right now. I order you to do something. You just decide on your own. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the father, so I don't have to take the DNA test.
Well, if you don't think you're the father, wouldn't it make sense to go ahead and take the DNA test?
Yeah, but I mean, it's all this long.
So in the end, this wasn't just a casual interview. It was a full warning to anyone who thinks child support issues can be hidden, delayed, or manipulated without consequences. From liens on property to business income, from forensic accountants to sworn affidavits, this conversation makes one thing crystal clear. Financial dishonesty in family court can come back harder than people expect. And maybe the biggest lesson here is that the truth always leaves a trail. In documents, in spending, and in lifestyle. What do you think? Should courts dig this deeply into a parent's finances when child support is on the line? Drop your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, like, comment, and subscribe for more courtroom drama and real legal insight.
I said, so I'm a busy man. I got a lot of stuff on my plate right now, so I don't have time to sit back and
Well,
just be
how
taking.
busy are you? What do you do?
I'm a waiter,
Oh.
and I'm a full-time student.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have time for the games and all this testing, DNA testing, all that. I don't have time for it.
All right, so you work every day as a waiter.
Yes.
Did you bring type of financial information?
I ain't bring that.
Oh, so you didn't care about that either. So did you bring anything to show that you're enrolled as a full-time student?
Nah, I ain't bring none of that.
So you just came to court unprepared today, and you just think I should go along with that, right?
And if that's what you want to call unprepared, yeah.
When did you start working as a waiter?
About 4 months ago.
What did you do 4 months ago?
All right, everyone, buckle up, because this case is about to take a wild turn. A mother is back in court demanding answers, and the man sitting across from her might be the father of her 5-month-old baby. But instead of cooperating with the court, he chose to ignore a direct order for a DNA test. Now the judge is about to uncover something that completely changes the direction of this case. The big question is, was this man avoiding the test because he believed he wasn't the father, or because he knew exactly what the truth might reveal?
I had a full-time job working as a consultant.
All right. How much money were you making?
$63,000.
Hold on. How did you say your baby was?
5 months.
5 months. And you just stopped working there 4 months ago?
Yeah, they had some layoffs, and I kind of thought that they were going to start laying some people off, so I decided to go ahead and quit.
So you quit?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't quit because you figured she was probably going to put you back? Because it's mighty funny that this child is 5 months old and you just stopped working that job 4 months ago. How much money were you making?
$63,000.
$63,000 a year? And you're making how much as a waiter?
I did it because I'm a student, so I probably make around $15 an hour.
Oh no, you came here to waste my time. You obviously came here to waste my time today. I am not.
Right here, the judge immediately spots a red flag. The court ordered a DNA test weeks ago, which is a routine step in child support cases when paternity is disputed. But instead of taking the test and proving his innocence, Stephen simply ignored the order. That's a dangerous move in family court. Judges take non-compliance seriously because it can be seen as avoiding responsibility. If he truly believed he wasn't the father, the fastest way to clear his name would have been to take the test. Instead, he walked into court empty-handed, and that decision is about to cost him.
Going to place you on child support for $15 an hour, and you just start working a job paying you $63,000 a year. You see how crazy that sounds?
I mean, I think it's crazy that you using my $63,000 income. I don't even work there no more.
You don't have to work there, but it sounds like you intentionally stopped because you thought she was going to put you on child support.
No.
So you just disappeared on her?
Because I'm not the father. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm at work.
But we don't know that you're not the father because I ordered you to go and get DNA testing. So we could have found that out today. But you know what? We don't have to do it. You know why? Because I can deem you the father today because I ordered you to do it.
Now the situation gets even more suspicious. Not only did Stephen ignore the DNA order, but he also showed up with zero documentation about his job or student status. In family court, financial transparency is crucial because child support calculations depend heavily on income. When someone arrives with no proof of employment, no pay stubs, and no school records, judges often interpret that as avoidance. It sends a message that the person isn't taking the process seriously. And from the judge's tone here, you can already tell her patience is starting to run thin.
And you didn't do it. That's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. So, who carries health insurance? Well, never mind. That was a bad question.
Yeah, it's me.
You carry health insurance.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
much is it?
$750.
$750. Does that include you and the child?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is split that in half because child support. Okay. So based on $63,000 a year, I have your monthly gross at $5,250. That brings your net to $4,226.99. How many other children you have? No other children?
No other children.
Well, I hope not. I hope you're not ghosting on them either, because that's exactly what you did to her.
And here comes the moment that really catches the judge's attention. Stephen admits that just 4 months ago he was earning $63,000 a year, but he suddenly quit that job and started working as a waiter, making much less. When judges hear this kind of timeline, especially when it lines up almost perfectly with the birth of a child, it raises serious questions. Courts call this voluntary income reduction. If a judge believes someone intentionally lowered their income to avoid paying child
So I have your monthly child support obligation at $845 plus $375, which is half of that $750 for health insurance for the child. Your monthly obligation is $1,220. And I'm ordering you to do that. And you don't have any control over that because that goes through a state agency and it'll just...
Whenever I get up, I'll come back.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But today, this is what we're doing. Since you came in here unprepared and not caring about anything, you don't care about that $1,220 either then, right?
Okay, I guess so. But we'll get up there. I'm not tripping.
Okay, well, we can do that at a later date. Do you have any other questions?
No, I don't got no questions.
Okay, do you have any other questions? Okay.
And just like that, the judge delivers the final ruling. Instead of calculating support based on his lower waiter salary, she uses his previous $63,000 annual income to determine the payment. The result? Stephen now owes $1,220 every month in child support and health insurance contributions. What started as an attempt to avoid responsibility may have actually made things much worse. Ignoring the DNA test and quitting his higher-paying job raised serious doubts in the judge's mind, and the court responded accordingly. So what do you think about this decision? Did the judge make the right call here? Or should Stephen have been given another chance to prove he wasn't the father? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy intense courtroom moments like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more real courtroom drama.